Life is a story of seasons. It smells sagey. It's a story where change is the only constant. So no matter where you find yourself in this season, whatever it is that might lie behind you and whatever you hope is just around the corner, there is one thread. It's a journey. It's a concept so obvious that it borders on the cliche. So why do we need reminding of it so often? That it's not about where we're going, it's about the getting there. It's about the road. It's about the work, not the end result. Of course, this runs counter to most marketing and even how we're taught to think about our work. But on a visceral level, we know it to be true. Even when we want the marketing messages to be right, that there's an easy answer or some kind of hidden shortcut. And of course, it can all be yours with just 4 low payments. The more I embrace the idea of journeys instead of ends, the more peace I find in my days. The better my work gets and the more contented I feel in it. It's as if it's the antidote to chasing elusive finish lines in a world that's moving faster and faster. No wonder it's so easy to fall into a rushed rhythm. We have it so good, so why are times so hard? Why are we stuck in this constant, never-ending sprint? This is when I look to nature, to the seasons, which offer a gentle reminder, built-in opportunities for moments of pause, moments of gratitude. But ultimately, it's up to me to accept the opportunity that's being extended, to give myself permission to actually prioritize this moment, the journey. Autumn for me is a bit of a peculiar season because at first glance, it's just magic. Quite suddenly, the leafy, languid days of summer give way to cool mornings and vivid yellows, oranges, and reds. Sometimes I can hardly believe that we live in a world that's so beautiful. F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote that life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall. But when you look close, this dazzling display, it's a dying, an ending, a pulling inward. It's a season for the tree and an ending for the leaves. But look at what nature has to teach us about joyful endings. In case you stumble upon this years down the road, you should know that this is my first video. A big step forward for me using my own voice and encouraging others to do the same. It's easy to look at this as a seed I'm planting, a beginning, and of course it is. It's the very start of what I hope will grow into a refuge of sorts, a reprieve, a place where we do not accept that the world is a foregone conclusion. And you may feel different, but you are not alone. This season, this new chapter, this is also a harvest. This is the result of years of planting seeds, of tending them, sometimes with less patience than they deserved, and not knowing if a harvest would ever come, or indeed what it might look like when it did. If I hadn't been through seasons of falling apart, I wouldn't be standing here today. Seasons of messy, heartbreaking, and spectacular endings are what led to this work, to you. Not every season can be one of harvest. First, we need to plant seeds, and sometimes we need to allow things to end, a proverbial clearing of the fields, to make room for things that are yet to come. No matter what the world says, it's not about putting off life, putting off enjoyment for some future date when you have achieved enough, produced enough, or earned enough. If you don't do it now, you never will, because life is in the journey. Life is what happens along the way. There are seasons, sure, but here's the secret. There is no such thing as enough. It's perpetual. When you focus on waiting for enough, you cheat yourself out of today. And today, it's all we have. So take a breath, slow down, sit somewhere quiet, and give yourself time to think. Your life is not a resource to be exploited. There is an art to living, to throwing yourself into your work and things you really care about, yes, but also to learning how to embrace the little pleasures of simply being alive, little pleasures that seem so easy to find this time of year. Cozy cups of tea and sweaters and favorite movies and brisk walks and the rustle of leaves blowing up the street. And I guess in this season, I wish for you the beauty and magic of beginnings, but the beauty and magic of endings as well.